The European Union is at odds with developing nations as the bloc seeks to exert its influence over global fisheries rules. Brussels is calling for government subsidies for trawlermen to be curbed in order to crack down on harmful overfishing in talks at the World Trade Organization. Eurocrats argue that handing out cash for fuel and gear is encouraging excessive catches and deploying the world's sea life. But there is a huge row brewing over whether to grant exemption to allow certain countries to continue using subsidies to support their fishing industries. Developing nations from the Caribbean, Pacific and Africa have accused the EU of double standards as the decades-long wrangle reaches its climax. The latest EU proposal says wealthy countries should be allowed to continue subsiding their fleets because they can afford to develop programs to replenish dwindling stocks. And developing countries will be expected to make major changes, much to the disgust of their leaders. Jamaica's Foreign Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith said the EU's sustainability condition is weak. At a meeting last month, she added, "Major subsidizers will be able to satisfy the condition easily. We regard this provision as a loophole for major subsidizers and we would prefer its deletion." Marine conservation campaigners have also lashed out at Brussels' plans, which they argue are petty given that the EU is the world's second-largest provider of fisheries subsidies. The bloc hands out around 11% of global funds, but remains dwarfed by China in frost place at 21%. Isabel Jarrett, of the Pew Charitable Trusts, said, "The EU is one of the top providers of harmful subsidies. They've got fleets in domestic waters, in other countries' waters, out on the high seas. They've got a big fishing footprint." A 2020 UN Food and Agriculture Organization report found that the EU has some of the world's worst cases of overfishing. The dossier found that the Mediterranean and Black Seas had the highest percentage of fish caught at unsustainable levels. It has been said that government intervention is needed to reduce catches. This would risk putting fishermen out of business, but fuel and other subsidies to reduce their operating costs have allowed them to continue. Campaigners say this is unintentionally leading to overfishing in several regions across the world. The Pew Charitable Trusts estimates that an ambitious deal at the WTO could boost the amount of fish in the world by 12.5% by 2050.